what if this happens, and what if quantum computers come along, and what if the grid is shut down, and what if the great reset takes away your computers, or what if they implement this or that. And then there are all these apocalyptic scenarios in which people think Bitcoin will stop working. But we've got a test case of an actual apocalypse. It has truly been apocalyptic. And yet, the one thing that continues to work is Bitcoin. So it's definitely putting it on the map for a lot of people. And it's been a lifeline for a lot of people because it's the only way to get money in and out.
Let me break this down for my fellow Bitcoiners. In just 8 weeks, I've seen a serious shift. More strength, more energy, and fast muscle gains. The reason? FITSCRIPT. They ran 124 biomarkers, blood, hormones, inflammation, and built a fully custom plan: nutrition, training, supplements. No guesswork, no templates. This is functional medicine meets precision fitness for high-performing men who want sovereignty over their health. If you care about optimization the way you care about your money, test, don't guess. Don't trust, verify. Hit the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to check out FITSCRIPT and see what's possible. You opted out of the broken financial system by adopting Bitcoin and taking self-custody of your money. But protecting your wealth is only part of the equation. Now it's time to protect your freedom. My family is stacking sats and stacking flags. A second passport is our hedge against government overreach and uncertainty. If you're a Bitcoiner looking for your exit strategy, our friends at CitizenX will help you secure second citizenship through investment or descent. Book your free call today by hitting the link in the show notes or simply scanning the QR code on the screen.
What currently still infuriates you the most about the world living on a fiat standard?
Oof, it's a very, very, very long list. I mean, it needs books, but I have written books about it, so I there's a lot to say. I mean, I guess, it is the fiat money printer that is at the root of everything. I like to say, if Bitcoin doesn't fix your problems, then it's not a problem, because I think all of the world's problems, ultimately, all the world's serious problems, have their root at with the money printer. It makes everything much worse because it, as I described in the fiat standard, ultimately it just takes away the ability of reality to provide feedback to people who do bad things, because it insulates them from consequences. And so you can do bad things, but you don't have to pay for them because you could just run the money printer. So that leads to all kinds of horrific things. I think the most infuriating thing over the past few years must be all of the wars taking place, all of the millions of people that have lost their lives and continue to lose their lives. And it's just, it's very sad. It's terrible. I think it's, as I like to say, it's all a continuation of World War I. Ever since the money printer was put in place in World War I, we've just had an endless war. It's been... I think you could say World War II was just a continuation of World War I, and then all of the conflicts that you see raging today have their roots in World War I. Once the money printer was deployed for weapons, once the world got off the gold standard, the warmongers got a massive, massive boost, and all of the wars could just continue to go on. So under the gold standard, every government had a bunch of gold, and if they ran out of their gold, they ran out of the ability to fight. They ran out of bullets, and then the war ended, and that was that. But now we live in a world in which, well, since 1914, the money printer meant that it's not just the government's money that needs to run out for the government to stop fighting. It's the money of everybody holding on to the government money, because now government's money is elastic. They can make as much as they want. And so as long as anybody is holding on to that money, they keep printing more, and then the value of the money goes down. And so they keep financing themselves. So it was an enormous transformation in the way in which war is conducted, because it gave governments the ability to fight a lot more. And it's been absolutely terrible.
Yeah. We have seen with some of these conflicts, while it can't undo the money printer, in certain jurisdictions, Bitcoin is a helping hand, a tool in the tool belt of some of the individuals that are affected by some of these dire situations. One person actually that comes to mind that I've met a few times, and you may be aware of just through the work of Alex Gladstein and the Human Rights Foundation, but Fadi Elsa Lamine, who has been using Bitcoin in and around Gaza currently, and for years actually. Have you come across any of his work? I believe Alex interviewed him for his book and everything.
Yes, yeah, I know Fadi. We've spoken a couple of times.
Yeah. Do you do you think that Bitcoin, I mean, as much as it, barring it dissolving the fiat infrastructure that we have, do you see it playing a meaningful role in that conflict, just as a way of funding things and getting the funding that is needed, in and around Palestine, given that bank accounts are just non-existent for most people?
Yeah, just a couple of months ago, I was talking to my uncle, who's usually been pretty skeptical about this, but his wife has family in Gaza, and he usually never really paid much attention to Bitcoin, but now he started having to buy Bitcoin because that was the only way to get money to their relatives in Gaza. So it's definitely putting it on the map for a lot of people, and it's been a lifeline for a lot of people because it's the only way to get money in and out. And it's really astonishing. You keep hearing about all of these scenarios about, well, what if this happens, and what if quantum computers come along, and what if the grid is shut down, and what if the Great Reset takes away your computers, or what if they implement this or that? And then there are all these apocalyptic scenarios in which people think Bitcoin will stop working. But we've got a test case of an actual apocalypse. You've got the Israeli government, funded and financed by the US money printer, with unlimited weapons. The US government is just giving them all the weapons that they could want. And they've dropped about as much bombs as something like, I think, 10 nuclear bombs so far on a strip of land that is about less than 400 square kilometers. So it's a really tiny piece of land. And if you see, it's completely destroyed. Everything has been destroyed. More than 80-90% of the buildings have been destroyed. It's just a big pile of rubble. And it's truly apocalyptic. They've got no limit on the resources that they can deploy toward destruction. They've been very clear about the fact that they want to destroy it as much as they can, and they want to make it uninhabitable, and they want to get the population out. It's the most well-documented case of genocide that humanity has ever seen. We've never had so many political leaders go on TV live and say, we need to kill them all, or keep killing them until they all leave, and then we can just be rid of them. You've never seen anything like this. There are a lot of other genocides, but usually people are a lot more subtle when they do these things. And, they don't broadcast it on social media 24/7. They don't take TikTok videos of themselves talking about destroying a whole population while actually pressing the buttons that are destroying their homes. So it has truly been apocalyptic. And yet the one thing that continues to work is Bitcoin. With all of this going on, if you can spin up a solar panel, if you can spin up any kind of generator, if you can get a tiny little bit of fuel, you can get a little bit of electricity, you can get your phone to work, you can receive Bitcoin, and then people are able to use Bitcoin. And it's the one thing that continues to work when pretty much everything else falls apart.
Yeah, it's staggering to see the scale of what has happened. Again, I definitely recognize that, Bitcoin isn't going to fix directly or undo, what has transpired, but it is nice to have a tool in the tool belt of individuals to be able to receive money, fund aid, things like that.
Hey, you. Yes, you watching the Bitcoin price movements and the latest exciting news. It's awesome to stay informed, but the real power of Bitcoin comes from taking control. Don't just watch, take action. Head over to btcsessions.ca/learn for free step-by-step tutorials that guide you through every major skill you need to know, plus full video playlists for deeper dives on any topic you like. And if you're ready for the ultimate fast track, scroll to the bottom and check out bitcoinmentor.io for premium one-on-one experience with my team of Bitcoin experts to ensure you get it right the first time. Don't wait. Secure your Bitcoin future today. Hit the link in the show notes or scan the QR code on the screen.